Paul O'Grady had been firm friends with his fellow TV star for years, and was one of the guests at Cilla's 2015 funeral who delivered a speech in her honor. Poignantly, he exclaimed he'd believed he'd be the first to go, having previously had scrapes with ill health. The late 67-year-old, who died last month, spoke affectionately of Cilla, a fellow celebrity who hailed from Merseyside like him. "I've been asked to speak about Cilla on numerous occasions, but I never thought he'd be here," he mused sadly. "I firmly believed she was indestructible, and I always thought he'd be the one to go first. We discussed my funeral a number of times and she had a major role in it, which involved a mantilla and lilies. I'm going to have to rethink that now, aren't I?" Had taken her under his wing after her husband Bobby died in 1999 and she was left crippled with grief. She'd drowned her sorrows during nights out on the town with Paul in New York, which he reminisced over during his tender speech. "I introduced her to the finer things of the city, like bars, burlesque shows and nightclubs with such reputations that taxi drivers were always unsure about dropping us off," he joked. He added affectionately, "If I had to sum Cilla up in one word, it would be laughter, because that's all we did. We got up to a lot of trouble, but we laughed while we were doing it." Blind Date host Cilla went on to be a guest presenter for episodes of The Paul O'Grady Show in 2006. Meanwhile, Paul publicly congratulated her on 5 decades in showbiz when, in 2013, he hosted a show dedicated to her, titled The One and Only Cilla Black. The most mischief the pair got up to together was behind the scenes, however, and Paul admitted they'd spent the best part of 2 decades hell-raising. He recalled a moment his beloved friend got herself stuck inside a window in Barbados, but took the embarrassing moment in her stride, yelling surprise to the astonished neighbors when they arrived. He also recalled that when he broke his nose, she couldn't find any ice and she smacked a bag of frozen sprouts on my face and broke it even more, lamenting that a light went off for him and never came back on again after her death. He declared during his speech, "I love this lady dearly. She was one of my closest friends. I absolutely adored her.